Hi, guys, and welcome back to another episode. I'm so excited to be here with Jenny Fitzgerald. After it's so funny, we just talked about so many different things. I said, is it Jennifer, Jen, Jenny? So I just went like, it just rolled off the tip of my tongue as Jenny Fitzgerald. So we're going to go with that, or Jennifer Fitzgerald. Hi, everyone. I am Arielle the Connector, and I have experienced firsthand how networking with the right people can transform your business. So I'm here to pay it forward, and my network is your network. Each week, I am bringing you along for fun conversations with community-minded business leaders. Join me to learn from their stories, soak up their wisdom, and leave inspired to take bold, beautiful action. You are not alone on this journey, so let's get you connected. So now, since you guys all know her name and you're never going to forget it, my guest today is just amazing. It's so funny. My mom was like, "Hey, do you want to go to this herbalist with me?" And I was like, what, an herbalist? Like, is she gonna like put all these herbs together that we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do? And I was like, okay, whatever. I'm on board. Let's go. And I walk in and there's all these teas lined up, like iced tea, hot tea, different types of teas. Like, and they're fun names, like a goddess awakening, love yourself, mind over gut, like all these really amazing names. And I'm like, what did I just walk into? And I do really like tea because I love a sampling and there was so many things to sample. So as I got to know Jenny and hear her talk and hear her mission of what she wants to do is not just create teas to have people to enjoy teas, it's teas to actually help your body thrive. And Jenny like really goes into that and like talks about how we need to incorporate herbs into our whole diet and what the results are and what changes. Um, so she shared her story and I was like, oh my gosh, I was so impressed with her story. So I really want to get into her story. But her brand is If the Herb Fits because of Fitzgerald. And it's, oh my gosh, I think it's
Yes.
adorable. Talk about branding as a
Thank you.
marketing. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much.
I am just so excited to have you. And there's so many questions, but I really want to talk about your story for a second because I want to get into why you even did this because like I know you get this all the time, but like looking at you, they probably think you are like a Botox or hair or like esthetician of some sort or model. One of those like or you
Wow,
design
thank you.
or you like design clothes, like fashion, something, right? Of that
Yes,
sort.
I love all those things, but that's not what I do.
Yeah. So like you probably like everybody probably looks at you like, what? You do herbs? And it's not even like do herbs like marijuana or anything. It's do herbs like as in like really heal your body.
Yes.
So I want to get into okay, so can we get
Okay, so let's get into that. Okay, so you heard the full story. I started as a bartender at 19 years old at a place called Firewater that was very much like Coyote Ugly, just Wild West style, like saloon door bar. 19 years old by myself with the key. Here you go, run the business. So I really dived into such a dark side of life during that time. You know, you're seeing people that are in states of misery. They're drinking away their problems. And it was hard to watch. And especially working there over a 10-year period, I really saw people just fail at life. I just saw them slowly go down this dark path more and more. And, you know, I was young, so I did build a young following and I made it more of a fun party atmosphere while we were there, like literally dancing on the bar, Coyote Ugly style. But you know that it's hard to do that 5 days a week. It's hard to turn that on and maintain that kind of lifestyle. And I came from being an athletic child, so I was a cheerleader and I was a gymnast. And now that I'm on my own at 19 and working in this dark bar 5 nights a week, I started to put on some weight. So I was going to Denny's at 2 in the morning after getting off of work, eating junk, obviously drinking a lot, and I was no longer exercising. So I just lost myself. I lost my background of who I was, and I started exercising. And that led me to working out at this outdoor trail in Boca here at Lake Wyman Park. And I started getting a following of all the people from the bar were seeing my body change and seeing my just mental state change, everything. And they're like, what are you doing? I want to be a part of it. So, like, well, okay, you got to drink water first. Like, you can't come out there and exercise until you have more water in your system. And that evolved. So now we have 18 people every class that I'm teaching at Lake Wyman Park. which was like an hour-long fitness trail. We would go around a half-mile track and exercise. And that evolved itself into, what else can I do now? I wanted to eat better. So I started to learn nutrition and I started to diet towards Miss Bikini Universe. So I set that goal, I want to compete on stage, and I want to do everything I need to do to get there. And then that's when you really start to unravel the food system and you start to look at like what is in the food, what you actually need nutritionally to survive versus what you're getting. And so I was about 21 at the time, and that really just opened my eyes to this food system that we have and how bad it is. And now we're talking, this is 15 years ago. Now I think people are really all together as a collective starting to wake up to this. But at the time, it was very like a rebellion almost to start eating good. It still is. But so then that led itself to personal training. I started running different gyms. And I kind of lost the passion there too, because it was hard to help people just 1 hour at a time, like just 1 hour, one time a week. I'm really not going to have enough time to change your body. And I knew I needed more lifestyle guidance was a part of it. So I did spend some time working for a holistic life coach, and I learned the more well-rounded or the holistic approach to the whole body. Um, and in this journey, I was in shape and I was eating good, but there was always something missing. And I was always up and down with my weight, up and down. And it wasn't until herbs came along that everything finally just clicked. And I realized there was the nutritional side that I was missing, like dense nutrients from these herbs.
When you say herbs came along, like they just walk into your
They
life?
did. They're like, hey, look at me over here.
Yeah.
No. So we
Like who
bought
introduced you to these or who? Yeah.
the wind. So what happened was COVID. That was a big wake up call for all of us. My husband and I purchased a ranch about 3 hours away from where we live. And it has cattle, it has horses. We bought chickens. And in this time, learning how to live more independently, I was hunting with my husband and I got that down, but I didn't love it. I really loved just sitting in the stand and watching like the birds wake up in the morning and watching nature itself. And in that first year of having the ranch, I spent every weekend building the house on the inside and decorating and organizing and also raising 3 children at the same time. So after a year of that, a hurricane came and flooded out the house. So we had 4.5 foot of water through the whole house. And we lost everything. So everything I had just built for the whole year, gone. And
Oh
not
my
just gone,
God.
now at a deficit of having to do the floors, rip out the walls, start really all over. But it was beautiful because the rainbow always comes after the storm. And I was forced to be outside, no longer was allowed to decorate inside, no longer cooking inside, like really back to nature and being out there. And I just fell in love with our woods. We have 32 acres there, and a lot of it's just wild, untouched land. So just walking through nature and being a part of the forest and feeling so connected woke up this side of me of like, okay, I need to learn how to make medicine. I need to learn how to forage and live off the land and do the other side of the survival list lifestyle, right? So my husband's got the hunting down and the protecting, but like I should do the gathering and I should learn how to live off the land.
Yeah, and you've totally now like started planting and you started creating things, and so that's where the herbs. But tea, so who introduced you to tea, or how did you feel like tea was
Yes.
the niche or the area that you wanted to go into? Because you could have just grown vegetables, you could have
Right.
grown fruits, right? And sold those and felt the importance of those because those are important.
They are.
But for you, you found the herbs were the most important aspect of things, but also as tea, not just like basil and whatever it is, and add it to your food. But this is
Yeah.
like if you drink
So
the tea.
the tea was my first assignment for herbal school.
Okay, so
Okay,
there. Okay,
so
now we're
they
getting,
said
yeah.
grow 12 herbs. Pick any 12 you want to grow. They could be culinary herbs, whatever you want. Just pick 12 herbs that you really enjoy so that you want to learn about them. And then start them from seed and you start and then you start the logs of when they germinate, how often you're watering, all the details. Did they die? Like anything that goes along with the process, you track it And the very first assignment, once you have your 12 herbs germinated, is to sit under the new moon with them, like literally go sit in your garden with your herbs and grab a couple of the leaves and throw them in a tea and drink them and sit with them under the new moon. So, ironically, the new moon at this time of my assignment fell on a day we were in the Keys for family vacation. So, we packed the car with 4 dogs and 3 kids and all of our stuff for fishing and scuba diving and everything else that we do in the Keys. And then here I am with my box of herbs on my lap that I drove 3 hours down to the Keys with. My husband's just shaking his head the whole time at me.
It's like your
And
babies.
yeah, my little babies. And I got down there and I made the tea. And it actually was March 21st. So it was 3-2-1. And the full moon was at 1:23 p.m. 3-2-1 at 1:23.
Oh,
One
that's
of the
cool.
many synchronicities that has happened to me on this path. But that was it. I just sat with the herbs and I drank them. And at first I was like, this is so woo-woo. Like, I don't know what I'm getting into here. And then here I am, like, really, wow, the herbs are like talking to me. I'm drinking this tea, like I'm feeling so connected to them. And I would not say it was like that moment that sparked it, but they definitely worked through me. And I feel very divinely guided on this entire path. I feel um, like there are ancestors or there's my higher self or spirit guides or whatever you want to call it that is guiding me along this path. And in deep meditation, I get a lot of recipes. I get these downloads that come to me. So I know that this has always been the path for me. All signs always pointed to this. Um, so,
Yeah, no, it's amazing that you've done this because now you've also put your own recipes together
yes.
and you have different teas for so many different things. And it's how do you formulate those? Like what comes to you is like this is the goddess awakening tea. This is the gut mind over gut. Because obviously you have your background in um holistic um holistic.
Yeah, fitness, nutrition,
Yeah,
just
but you took the course. The I'm sorry, I'm just drawing a blank on the
herbal medicine.
thank you. Oh
Yes.
my gosh. But you took all that, you took that knowledge too, but like you also have now combined it with like, okay, like I guess trial and error
Yes,
of like
and
feeling what it
I
feels good
think
to you.
reverse engineering is really what happened is I started helping people, like friends and family around me while I'm still in school, and just understanding like what is going on with them. Why do they have these symptoms? Okay, I could give you an herb to help you with that symptom, but on a deeper level, how are we going to eliminate this symptom from reoccurring? So then you really have to reverse engineer. And I never realized that herbalism was going to be dealing with people's emotions so much. Like, this is an emotional thing because why? We store our emotions in our body if we don't process them. And those are the symptoms. So, 99% of illness is caused by stress.
Yeah.
But what is the stress? The stress is either not accepting the situation that happened or not processing the situation, not having faith that maybe it's painful now, but there's a better reason for it. Like I said, the rainbow comes after the storm. So there's a lot of things that people store in their emotional bodies, and those show up as stomach issues or skin issues, or the list goes on and on. So when I was making these recipes and learning, okay, a lot of people have digestive issues in America. That is a huge part of our food system because we're eating stuff that our body cannot process. We're even eating fruits and vegetables that are GMO seeds when we don't have a GMO body. So there's that side, right? Yes, there's nutrition, but then there's so many other factors, like with your mind and with your heart, and so designing teas that open up the heart so that you could get back in touch with what it is you want to do in this life. We're not born to just work and die. There's a purpose that you have in this life, and you need to find what that is and work towards it every day.
And I love the results that you have gotten from people drinking your teas.
Yes, it's unbelievable. And it's beautiful confirmation. I know that herbs have been around for centuries. I know they work. There's no doubt in my mind. But when I have somebody come to me and they're like, wow, I can finally sleep. I haven't slept in years. Wow, I lost my best friend, lost 165 pounds,
It's insane.
reversed multiple diseases, no medication. I mean, it's
Your
unbelievable, but it
husband
really is happening.
I think one of the fun stories that you told me is like you had this guy drinking your tea and he was just drinking it or adding it, just you say like just drink 1 cup a day or
Yeah.
whatever it may be. Just kind of like incorporate it. Don't push yourself. Just add it in. And then you said he found himself not wanting like whiskey at the end of the day,
Yes.
which like there's nothing wrong with a cup of whiskey or a shot of whiskey or whatever, but he wasn't even craving it. Like his cravings has changed. And he was like, oh my gosh, is this normal?
Yeah,
Like,
he's like, "Is something wrong with me?" Like, "No, nothing's wrong with you." Now the herbs are supporting your system, and then when your body look, your body's highly intelligent, self-organizing, self-healing, it just needs the proper support. So once you start drinking that proper support, now your body's like, "Thank you." And then when you go to reach for something that doesn't support it, it's like your body is innately telling you no.
yeah, like I don't really need
Like,
it.
why? Why hurt yourself when you're feeling so good?
Yeah. Well, it's fun when you were saying like you had this beautiful girls' evening. And you said, like, now when you get together with your girlfriends, you all sit around drinking tea instead of cocktails,
Yes,
like, which is so much fun because then there's no hangover the next day. You
exactly.
still get loosey, like, like
Yeah,
there's something about the tea that does make you like a little bit more like relaxed and
absolutely.
have that feeling a little bit,
Yes,
but without obviously the hangover.
right.
And so now you're bringing women together of different, not just women business owners, just women in general to support each other. And I love what you were saying earlier is that it's like women are the people that stay home and are create the community. Women are like the glue
We are.
almost. That we need the men to go out hunting, go do the things, but women need to make sure that the men have something good to come back to, I guess. Like,
Absolutely.
in
And raise the children and
yeah,
and take care of the land, take care of whatever is left behind, the house, the dishes, the laundry, all of the things. But we're not meant to do that alone. And I think that is a problem in society right now is women feel very isolated, I've noticed. And women now are also in the career field and women are also business owners. And so now they're still expected to work like they don't have children and have children like they don't go to work. And so there's this weird balance of a lot falling on a single woman when that's just not the way it's ever been and it's not the way it's designed to be. If we're together in a community and you're really good at cooking and I'm really good at something else, you work on the cooking, I'll work on the other things and this lady's going to sew blankets back here and this one's going to take care of the kids and so then all of us together are so strong because we are all developing whatever it is we're great at and we're contributing that. And so then we have this huge support system.
it's also purpose, right? It's giving
Yes.
us all purpose and then feeling good about what we're doing. And it's like not like, oh, I didn't make dinner or I didn't make a healthy enough dinner or whatever it may be, or do a healthy enough thing. Um, it's really bringing out our strengths
Absolutely.
together.
Yeah, there's no guilt there because even in Italy
Yeah.
right now, you see these women, they're making sourdough from scratch. They're making pasta from scratch. They're making soup and dinner, all of these items. But how? It's because they're all doing it together.
Yeah. When you had this beautiful event a couple weeks ago, whatever it was, but when I was there, it was oh my gosh, how did you word it? It was like a goddess night, but
Yes, divine embodiment.
that's what it was, divine embodiment. And it was so funny. I was like, I don't know how to dress to that. Right. So, and I was just like, I just want to be comfy. It was
Yeah,
on a
just do whatever
weekend. I just wanted to just like, for me, sometimes just like not getting dressed up is like how I want to be.
yeah.
And I walked in and everybody is just so beautifully dressed. And I was like, this is so fascinating. Like how everybody pulls it into, and then some people were casual like
Yeah,
me. Some people, and I felt fine. I didn't feel, I was like, this is who I am and this is what I'm doing. And it was a night of like breath work and learning and drinking tea and just it was so rejuvenating. And I woke up that next morning and I felt like just the love and the excitement, right? Like
yes,
the energy we fed off of each other.
absolutely,
And from that, you've had so many amazing, like forward moving things.
absolutely.
And like you were saying, like that the connections you've made in each of these things that you do, you kind of like have been picking up your community along the
Yeah, my
way.
soul family. I've been finding them everywhere. And that's the other thing too is when I started this journey, it felt very lonely. It felt like I was going completely against the grain and against society and against my husband's wishes and against everybody. But I knew this is what my calling was and this is what I had to do. But nonetheless, I'm strong. I can push through, but not everybody can. And I think that's why we need community. We need those reminders of like, hey, it's okay to take care of yourself. It's very important to fill your cup before you go and fill everybody else's cup. And understanding like there is a sacred selfishness that has to happen. You should spend time developing yourself, reading books, whatever it is you want to do to further your growth, that should be supported.
I love how you're also like, there's so many areas that you're bringing community together and making change, but it's making change also with like a small thing, just like drink tea, just add that
Yeah,
into your
just
diet
drink a cup a day. That's
and
all you
how it,
need.
and just watch the changes unfold.
Yeah,
And then also like maybe just if you connect with somebody, continue that connection with somebody. Like it's very small changes, but you're sharing with people to like over time, obviously the 2-degree rule. You make the 2 degrees, you're gonna end up in a different direction, right? Like
yes,
even though it's a small little change.
absolutely. Yeah, I
And
can't wait to see what this evolves into. And now my best friend is my business partner, and she's a master sound healer now and Reiki master level 2. She's working on level 3 right now. And the schooling that she's in is really setting her up to have her own practice. So, I mean, she's got the PMF bed that you lay on. You know, she's got so many cool things that the school provides every new section that she's on. So I'm really just excited to see what happens because if we have a healing center one day where you can come and you can have a tea mix just for you and you can sit there and have a sound bath and breath work and whatever else will develop from this, I'm not sure, but I'm here for all of it.
yeah, and you're just playing with it,
Yeah,
which is really like it's so beautiful. And you're like, but you know you want community,
I want community.
especially with women. You want the
Yeah.
women to come back supporting each other. Let's go back to that. Like the hunting and gathering thing, but like
Definitely.
the women
And
as
this is
community.
like a female empowerment, but this is still including the men. And I have so much respect for the divine masculine too. Like I said, I'm married, I have children, I respect a man's role. And I also think there's no like perfectly defined role between masculine and feminine. And I think that we can share. But I know women need support. I know we do. And I'm here to help.
Well, it's interesting because I was talking to somebody and she's like, "Yeah, my husband expects me to like work all day, come home, like make dinner, get the
Clean it
kids to
up.
bed, do
Two,
everything."
3 hours of homework.
Yeah. And she's like, "It's just not possible." So
It's
she's like,
not.
"So I have to order in or I have to, so she's losing the nutrition part of things. Like she's sacrificing that.
Yeah.
And it's a hard thing, but so like if she had like that community, like, "Hey, can you pick up the kids for me while I
Yes.
make dinner?" And then like, and it's a village to take
And
care,
on another side note, I don't
Mhm.
know this person yet, but I just heard this story this past weekend. There's a gentleman who's creating community for men and especially young men.
Mm.
And he's doing like a trip to the woods and very like shamanic Indian drum circle and teaching these men, boys, I should really say, how to be men. And so there is this other gap in culture where boys really rely on their mother to do everything for them. And then they grow up and now they expect their wife to be their mother. And that's just not the way it should be. And so thank God that there's also men that are doing this to help develop the men too, because that is a huge thing is like, as a man, you can't just provide a shelter or provide money and then that's it. Like you're good. You really need to participate too. And you should want to. You should want to have an active role in your child's life and be there by your wife's side and be her partner too. So I think it goes both ways. And I'm so happy to learn that somebody locally is doing the same thing.
That's amazing. That's so
Yes,
it's so needed. I totally agree. I mean, I think like I agree with you, like that we need the men. We need
we
men.
do.
I'm yeah.
Absolutely.
And like in the hunting and gathering thing, I don't want to hunt. That's not my thing.
Yeah.
That's not
I've done it and I'm glad it's a skill that I have. Like if anything ever hit the fan, then I would definitely be ready to live off the land forever. But it also brings so much appreciation to the food. Like when
Yeah.
you still have to hold the food and it's warm, it was just alive. You really appreciate it so much more. And in that process, I learned why they put the heads on the wall. That always bothered me. But now I get it. It's you're honoring the animal because when you take that life and you eat the animal, it now is a part of you forever. That animal is a part of you and with you, and it helps you grow and get stronger and smarter and everything. So you bring the animal into your home to honor it and to show the animal what you did with its body, to show the animal that you gave it to your family and that your family is sustaining their life.
It's really amazing.
It is. So it's not that it's a trophy, it's that you're bringing it in with your family.
And I think we're so disconnected as a
So
culture. It's insane. Like I met somebody for the first time a couple years ago. He's a redneck. He calls himself redneck. And I was like, who is a red? Like, does he even exist anymore? And he hunts, he does the whole thing. And I was just like, this is a real thing. People actually do this.
Yeah.
And it's like, as I've learned more and more, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so needed. And this is what we should be going back to. And we're so disconnected that our like almost like malfunctioning as humans.
We are. So we gave up all the power. You have so much power right here in your hands. And we gave it all up. We pay our taxes and we just give it all up, expecting other people to do everything for us. And if you go back to if you're the one who has to carry the pails of water from the lake and filter the water that you're going to drink and cook with, now you don't have time to be scrolling social media. You don't have time to be depressed. You don't have time to be bored because you have to spend every waking moment surviving, cutting firewood to keep yourself warm at night. I mean, there's so many things that we've gotten away from. And don't get me wrong, like I'm very grateful for the life we have and how easy things are for us now. But it has a disconnection issue. And I never realized that until I have the ranch. And now I spend all week here in the city. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm in the country. And it's two completely different worlds. And the biggest thing is the peace out there. It's so quiet. It's just, there's no static, there's no infringement, there's nothing. It's just peace like we don't have here.
Yeah. I think it's so important that we incorporate that into our lives.
Yeah, even just camping or,
Yeah.
just getting away for a little bit and getting into nature.
Yeah. I definitely don't feel like I do that enough. I mean, at least like on the weekends, I block off like no scheduled time.
That's good.
So it's like my free time.
Yeah.
Um, and if I want to do something, I do it because my week is so structured. So I feel like for me, that's it's like a rejuvenation of
Yeah.
like what you're talking. I mean, but going out into nature and really changing it up like that it just energizes you. I mean,
It
you're going
does.
to like
Even
the
if you go to the
source.
beach, we live here
Yeah.
next to the beach, so we don't have as much of the forest and woods, but the beach, putting your feet on that natural surface right on the sand, plugging in to the electromagnetic field.
So what are like 5 things that you would tell somebody to do to incorporate into their lives or to their life? To like,
Spring water
okay.
is number one. Let go of purified, filtered, distilled, any of those waters. You need spring water, you need the minerals that are in it. Again, if you go back to thinking like our ancestors or even animals, they drink spring water, okay, or fresh rainwater. Okay, number two, I would say drink tea every day. That is a total game changer.
If the herb fits tea.
Yes, specifically, but
Yeah.
also it's loose herbal tea. And the reason why we don't do the tea bags is because of the microplastics and the toxic glue or the aluminum, which causes dementia. So we really like the loose leaf herbs. That's very important when it comes to tea. Next, I would say proper rest, I think, is huge. I think a lot of people are not sleeping properly, um, turning the phones off 2 hours before bed, not staring at the screens, really cultivating a bedtime routine of self care, um, putting on like healing frequency music and taking care of your skin and taking a flower herbal bath and just diving into loving yourself and training your body to get ready for sleep, especially women. We need more sleep than men. We have to sleep. It makes a difference in your demeanor the next day, in your mood, everything. So, sleep is important. I would say spending time in nature is the next one, no doubt. We also have like all these preserves around here too. So look online, like look in your city, look in your county, and see what they have for nature preserves. There's a beautiful fern forest park here. It's a boardwalk, so you're not even necessarily like walking on dirt for the people that are too scared of dirt yet, but you're on a boardwalk and it just goes all through nature. And just to be out there and hear the birds and see the butterflies, it really is a beautiful experience.
I wanted to touch on the loose leaf tea for a second.
Yeah.
So like I always thought it was annoying and I'd be like, oh, I just want a tea bag. Like, let me just throw a tea bag in there. And it's quick, right? It's like that mindset. And so now, like when you talked about it and you made it sound so exciting, you're like, when I get home, I put the pot of hot water on, and I let that go do its thing while I'm preparing food. And when you were talking about it, I was like, oh, I can do that.
Yeah.
And then you're like, and then you put the tea bag, to the tea, whatever it is, and then, different ways to, I don't put the strainer, I guess it is called.
Yes.
I put that in, and then I let that sit. And it has now become a whole thing in my life. And it's just one little change I've made, but I feel like it just brings me so much joy and calmness. And I notice when I drink the tea, like it definitely helps me. Like in the morning, I have my caffeine and in the afternoon, I have my tea. And it helps me just kind of like start to slow down my day a little bit because it's needed. And
It is
it's,
needed. And I'm so glad you touched on that because we have a convenient society. And that is a barrier I've been breaking through with people when they're like, but how? But that seems like a lot of time. But, and so that's like the biggest thing is the wiring of our brain. We
yeah,
have to rewire, and it's okay for things to take a little bit of time. But like I said, it's not that I sit there and just stare at the pot. Like I turn it on and then I go move on. Like, okay, there's a couple dishes in the sink. Let me wash those. And then it's boiling. Okay, now let's go over and pour it while it's steeping. There's something else I can do. There's
yeah.
always something else you can do. So it's not like you're just waiting this whole time for this pot to boil and for the tea to steep.
It was such
It's
an
just
easy thing to
intertwined.
incorporate into my life, and I've seen so many changes from that. And that's something I really want to encourage people about you and your teas is this is like a very small, tangible thing that you can do, and it makes a huge difference in your life.
It does.
And I think I'm just like so grateful that you're doing this mission is because it's like it's so needed. And it's not like you have to eat differently and you have to eat this way and you have to do,
Yeah.
those things will come.
They will come. That's the thing too, is like this is an evolution. This is not an overnight thing. This is a one step at a time. Even not dwelling in the depression of like unraveling all the lies we've been told our whole life. And there's a lot of things that you're going to wake up to as you start to heal and as you start to feel better and then you start to question things. And it's very important that you still just keep trying and keep finding the light and keep finding the reason and the purpose and not get so caught up in the why and who's so evil and all that stuff. Let all that go.
Yeah, it's really, really beautiful. And I'm just so thankful for your mission and your teas and
Thank
you and
you. Thank you. I'm
everything.
so thankful for you.
But it's been such a wonderful connection. And I know other people are going to be like, okay, now I need to know where Jenny is.
Yes.
So where can people find you and where they can learn more about your teas?
Okay. So I'm on Instagram, if the herb fits. I'm also on Facebook. I have a website, iftheherbfits.com. And then we're doing monthly events. So just check on the website or check on social media. You'll see some updates. I'm working on incorporating some fun new workshops where I'll have you hands on with the herbs, making your own oils too.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yes. Sign
So,
me
like
up.
I said, things are evolving also in the business, and there's a lot of exciting things that we're planning right now. So, please stay in touch, reach out, private message me, whatever you want to do. I'm available. I'm here to help.
Well, and the thing is, like, also because you have so many amazing like teas, and you're like, oh my gosh, what do I pick? Because you want them all and you want to
Yeah.
drink all of them.
And I
But
recommend them all. But of
yeah,
course, there's certain things, so we developed 5 for mental health, 5 for physical health, and 5 for spiritual health. So I really like to start there, and it depends on what's going on with you. Do you have digestive issues? Well, then mind over gut is for you. Are you having trouble sleeping? Pleasurable sleep is for you. But it goes so much deeper, like especially the spiritual blends. So it depends, if you want to reach out to me and let me know a little bit of what's going on with you, I can make a recommendation.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is so wonderful. You're just really you're here to like really help. Just
Yes,
make
I
that
think
little
the
change.
problem with the world is profits over people. And I vow not to do that. I care about people more than profits. So, um, I'm here to help people. And that's what we need in this time.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
You're amazing.
You are.